Josh, what's up, brother?
Hey man, how are you?
I'm doing well. I can hear you okay. I just can't see you yet.
Let me get this. There we go.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How we doing?
Good man, how are you?
Good. What state are you calling me from today?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. I'm out in Omaha, Nebraska. You guys,
Okay.
you excited about football season or what? Are you a football guy?
Yeah, I'm a Pats guy.
I bet.
They
What are you
suck
guys
though.
looking like this year?
Bad.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man. Hey, I really appreciate you doing your homework. I just got that type form, so it looks like we were bartending at full time. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Cool. What got you into wanting to do that, and how long have you been doing it?
um, I did it. I started when I was in college. And I just knew I could do it anywhere. And so I did do it wherever I went. I ended up going to Cape Cod after college and did it there, and moved back to my hometown with no intentions of staying, and then just got kind of tied up in it here and started a family and stuck with it. And yeah, I've just been, so I'm like 20 years deep.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this something that you really enjoy doing, or like give me a breakdown on like what's alluring about it? I'm sure great tips, right?
Yeah. Everybody, like people in the business here, say, "Oh, it's really hard to stop because the cash is so good." But in reality, it's not that great. I mean, it's good because you always have money, but like when you break it down over the course of a year, it's not, you know, it's nothing to write home about. You know
Well,
what I mean?
gotcha.
It
Well,
pays the bills, and I'm allowed. It gets me to do things I need to do, or want to do here and there, vacations and whatnot, but nothing like above and beyond.
right, for sure. I gotcha. So like, what are we bringing in a year off at right now?
I'd say like somewhere between 50 and 60.
Gotcha. Okay. And where do we want to be at?
I mean, ideally I'd like to be double that at least,
Okay.
just to kind of like, and then I want to go from there.
100%. Sky's the limit. Gotcha. Cool. So it looked like here you had mentioned for in your notes that for a while you feel like you've been selling yourself short. It's kind of eating at you, right?
Yeah,
Outside of that, it also sounds like we want some more financial stability. We want more opportunities for your daughters. Is that correct?
yes.
What else are we on the call for? What else do you want? What's your overall vision?
Um, I don't I just don't want to work for anybody else anymore. I've always wanted to have my own thing, and I had a really hard time breaking down what that might be. But ultimately I always turned back to the health and fitness world just because it's the only thing that sort of maintained well, it was the only thing I maintained an interest in. Um, so even if I was out of the game for a little while in terms of training, I'd always go back to it. Latest trends, always into the nutrition part of it, and yeah, within the last like year and change, I've really been pretty dialed when it comes to that stuff. So um, it only made sense at that point.
Yeah. So what do you feel like was the holdup from you wanting to like pursue this again within this last year?
Um, there was I knew that pursuing a business online was going to be the smartest thing, especially in a town like this where it's small and there aren't a ton of. It's not like there's high paying jobs all over the place. Um, Even so, even if there was, I don't know if I'd want to be trapped into doing that kind of a thing. Um, so I guess I just broke it down to myself a little bit, and I have an acquaintance that does that's an online trainer and seems to be doing okay. Um, and yeah, I've trained a couple of my buddies on the side, and um, they were both pretty significantly overweight, and dropped 30 pounds off each of them. And so yeah, I don't know. I really think that moving in this direction for me is going to keep me motivated, both myself physically and like just you know the success, seeing other people's success, and it just kind of it's rewarding.
I got you. Cool. Now you have two daughters. Are we married? What's your overall family dynamic look like right now?
Yeah, I have two daughters, both in elementary school. And I am divorced, but I have a long-term girlfriend. So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at now.
Now, is your long-term girlfriend like understanding of like what you're trying to do, like your ambitions, things of that nature?
Yeah, she's supportive. She knows that I'm not happy or fulfilled doing what I'm doing, and is behind whatever I want to do moving forward. So,
Yeah, 100%. So let me ask you this: that sense of unfulfillment, kind of questioning your true potential. I know that you said that's been eating at you, but how does that affect your like your day-to-day activity? Like, how does that affect your your moods, your energy? Kind of give me a breakdown of that.
yeah, I'm pretty detached from it when I'm not there or getting ready to go there. Um, the place I work is great. The people I work for are great. Don't get me wrong, but um, going in, it changes my mindset. Like it kind of brings me down. So I go in later in the day, later in the afternoon, and stay, through the night, or to the end of the night, and it just kind of some days are better than others. I don't go in there, I'm not an asshole when I go into work, but but I just, I definitely don't. I'm not like pumped at all when I'm going in. I see the same people. It's a small town, regulars, good people, but just but it doesn't necessarily affect me other than the fact that I spend a lot of time thinking about how I'm going to get out of it.
I gotcha. Okay, cool. Now, as far as goal, I know that you said that you wanted to like double what we're currently making and then scale from there. Any
Hmm.
other, big goals? Are you trying to open up your own facility down the road? Are you looking to do some in person and online? Or are we just kind of keeping it just on the online space?
Um, I'm a little bit open to opening a facility, but I don't think that like my time is best utilized there. I think that like from what I've seen and heard from other people, this is sort of where I'd want to spend most of my time. I think it would be valuable to have um, for content purposes. Um, and if there was like a partner involved, if like they wanted to be more in person, but I could use the space. Um, but I wouldn't object to doing some in person stuff if but ideally I'd like to be busy enough to the point where I didn't have time to do that.
Yeah, 100%. Only reason I ask is I've been a master level trainer for over 15 years. So I did the in person and the online. You're 100% correct. You can charge more in person, but it takes away a lot of time. I've got 5 kids and a wife. So like my wife was like,
Wow.
hey, yeah. So she gave me that ultimatum, like, hey, you make good money, but you're never. I was working from like 4:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night. So she's like, no, that shit's got to stop now. So let's figure out a game plan. So
Yeah.
yeah, 100% get that. Do you currently have any certifications or anything like that?
I don't know. That was definitely a concern of mine.
Yeah, don't worry about
Um,
that. So we actually offer an online certification. It's no additional charge. It's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. It'd probably take you about maybe 2 weeks, maybe less to get that. It is
okay.
backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So if you happen to have one of those, it would be continuing education credits. But if you're going to stay strictly on the online space, that'll take care of you. If you are looking to do some type of hybrid style, you probably eventually will want to go get an in-person certification. But the goal of this is to help you feel qualified and have a little something underneath your belt while you grow your business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Now, to give you some context as far as online coaching, industry averages on the very low end, 250 a month, on the very, very low end, depending on what you're charging, all the way up to $500 per month, even more, again, depending on your unique angle, what we're offering. So let's just say you're charging on average about $400. If you had like literally 15 clients, that would get you 6K a month. So that gets you over that 50K threshold, right? If you had 10 clients, that would get, or I'm sorry, if you had 25 clients, that would get you 10K a month, which is you doubling your salary at 120K a year, right? So if you had 25 clients, that's probably anywhere between, I'd say, about 30 hours worth of work. So you're still working, less hours. You're able to have more time, more flexibility, and then we can always scale from there.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. Outside of that, biggest challenges, I know that you had mentioned just really where to get started. Do you foresee any other challenges, maybe marketing, lead generation, any of that stuff?
Um, yeah, I mean, obviously it's the space is I don't know if it's saturated is the word necessarily. I mean, there's just a lot out there. See, like I've seen a ton about ads. I've seen how different people use them. I mean, that's how I saw this company. That's how I've seen them. But so it's just I'm curious about how it all works. I've looked a little bit into it, but nothing as in depth as I would as if I was pursuing this as a business.
I got you.
Um,
So first thing with ads, a lot of companies will try to tell people to run ads first. We do the opposite. We actually try to build your business organically. Then we tell you how to run ads when you're hitting about 6 to 8K first. We want to make sure you have the revenue to run ads so it makes sense. If you don't have your foundation set up, it just like wasted money, right? You don't know what to do with
right.
all that traction. So we're going to show you again, this presentation will actually show you step by step on how we're going to get you to your goals. And then, yes, the market, everyone is kind of doing everything online, so it can feel oversaturated at times. That's where we're going to help you create your unique angle. Okay, so what I mean by that is what problems are you really looking to solve for individuals? So an example, I target men 35 to the 50 that are high level executives. So think about the problems a 35 to 50-year-old man has. I'm 42. So think about this. Usually poor eating habits because they're always on the go, on the office, out of town. If they're always on the go, they're rarely home with their wives or their kids. And if they're not home, their wife starts to resent them, right? So for men, money, power, sex are our three big things. One of those gets taken away, we've got massive problems, right? So I show men how they can still be optimal, still be that beast in the boardroom, but be that husband and father that their family needs them to be, right? By implementing daily habits that increases energy, libido, things of that nature, where they're more desired by their wife and kids and stuff like that. Make sense?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
I'm not
definitely.
always posting. Yeah, I'm not just posting like gym selfies and workouts. I'm posting things that will speak to my ideal audience.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
That's like that's the avenue I think I'd be going down 41. So you know,
Yep.
I I definitely want to take a professional looking approach to this. Like there's a million bros out there that do, and I obviously I'm not that. So yeah, that's like one of my biggest concerns is, I want it to be uh I want it to look and feel authentic to people that don't know me, because people that know me will obviously, they know my personality, they know that this is what I've been interested in for a long time. But yeah, so like that group that you're targeting, I feel like is where I'll probably sit as well.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. We'll teach you how to market for that too. So it's not just going to be about what you're posting. People want to also know who Josh is outside of being a coach. So like you're a father with two girls, that's huge. People love that. So on my storylines, I'll post stuff that I do on the weekends with my kids, because at the end of the day, if you're 35 to 50, people want to know, does he really live the life that he's putting out there, right? So if they get an indication on who you are, you want them to feel like, man, if I was in his town, I'd like to hang out with that guy because I resonate with him. That's what you want people to feel, right?
Right.
Cool. I like it. Outside of that, what do we feel like we need to be successful? I know you mentioned like a blueprint, probably like a step-by-step game plan. Anything else that you might need for your level of success?
Um, Not necessarily. I think that for me, setting a schedule while I'm doing this obviously is going to be uh, beneficial. I have odd hours, but I also have, now that the kids are back in school, I have a fair amount of free time in the mornings and afternoons, and also when they go to bed. So um, there's definitely a lot of time for me to use.
Awesome. I'd say if you can dictate anywhere between 10 to 15 hours a week, you're in a good spot. If you can dictate 20 hours or more, you're in a dangerously great spot. So
Yeah.
getting resourceful with your time, you mentioned you have really nice splits with the kids in school. So early mornings, knock out a couple hours, right, in the mornings, and then again in the afternoon. How I did it when I was transitioning, I would listen to the modules while I was driving to work or to the gyms, and I'd listen to it while I was doing cardio. Then when I got home, I was implementing what I learned, and that's how I was able to get through it. Especially if you're schedule's all over the place, right? But it
Right.
sounds like you have some pretty good time to really dial this bad boy in for a couple hours, be able to take a little bit of a break, get away from the computer or the device, go work out, go do things, handle groceries, whatever it is you need to do, pick the kids up, and then at the end of the day, come back in and knock out a couple more.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 4 to 6 months differently than where you're currently at?
Um, I, I would like to be out of the business I'm in before next summer.
So I'm gonna give you some context behind that. This is gonna be pretty exciting, man. The average individual who goes through our courses is able to quit their job in an average of just 10.6 weeks. So just over 2.5 months, you could be done. Goodbye to bartending, right? And actually doing this thing full time. It's gonna give you a little bit more fulfillment, more opportunities with your kiddos, with your girlfriend, the whole nine. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, another cool context behind this, the average student who goes through our course after 4 months, they're averaging anywhere between 6,500 to 8K a month. That's just the average, right? Do you consider yourself an average guy?
Uh, no, no.
I would hope not.
I would say I have a little leg up on some people. I don't necessarily portray that, but I would, I definitely, I feel like in terms of this type of thing, in terms of health and fitness, my mindset is quite a bit different than most people that I know.
Yeah, with your with your type form you had filled out that you had stated that you kind of engulfed yourself the last year, like health, fitness, nutrition, things of that nature. If you're already that point where that's constantly what you're thinking about when you're, not bartending, outside of your children, you're going to be in a great spot because, the more that you can see, like make decisions and take action based upon where you want to be versus where you're currently at, it's going to get you where you want to be in the long run. Make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Let me ask you this, man, on a hypothetical. You've got this job that pays the bills, as you mentioned, it's just not giving you fulfillment. But what would happen if you didn't take action and didn't move forward with your online coaching? What would life look like for you and your family in the next 12 months?
Um, it would probably be the same unless I were to, come across something that I've been wanting to be out of the business for, I mean, I would say 10 years is not an exaggeration. Maybe, like I really haven't been pumped on it for a while. When I started where I'm at now, I was pretty happy because in terms of what I do in this area, it's kind of the place to be at. But once that faded, it was just sort of the same thing, you know. Um, so yeah, I would say that realistically, my situation would be probably the same.
And how do you, like, if it was, right, a hypothetical, if it was, how do you think that would handle it? How would you deal with that on a day-to-day basis, knowing, shit, I'm in it for another year on something I've been wanting to get out for over 10? What would that feel like?
I'd imagine it would feel pretty much. It would be what I feel now, but magnified. I feel like every year that goes by, it's sort of like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. And typically, our age, we're right around the same age. Like as you get past, for me, it was like 37, 38. I started thinking like, what am I doing with my life? Like I can't
Yeah,
play around anymore. Right. So when I was an in-person trainer, part of it was, man, I don't want to be a 45 to 50-year-old in-person trainer. And I'm sure you're probably having those thoughts too. Like, I don't want to be a 50-year-old bartender, right? Like I want to be
yeah.
able to have a little bit of stability with my family and be able to actually relax a little bit. Now, let's flip this question. Let's say that you do move forward, you're hitting your goals, you're doubling what you're currently making, you get to have more time with your kiddos. What does life look like for you then at 12 months?
Um, I would definitely be happier. I'd kind of walk around with a little bit more pride.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
just you know, I hate to I hate to say that I care, what people think necessarily. I just once you get to this point in bartending, you're kind of like, all right, like I know that or I would think that there'd be certain people that would be like, wow, like this guy, should be like, should be doing something different.
Yep.
Um, And I don't think there's any way that I wouldn't think that, like, unless I got to a point where, like you said, where I was like 50 and I was like, well, this is what I'm going to do, like I'm going to accept that. But I just, I'm just not willing to do that.
Yeah, I got you. Cool. So walking around with a little more bravado, feeling confident, like more proud of ourselves, right? And really being an example for our kiddos, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Cool. I'm gonna do a quick recap, make sure I have my notes correct. You can always correct me and we can always add things in. And then after that, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna show you all things NLCA. I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna get to your goals. Cool.
Cool.
All right, my man. So we have been a bartender. We've been doing it since college, so just over 20 years. Big reason why we're on the call today is we don't want to sell ourselves short anymore. We want more flexibility, more freedom, more financial stability. We don't want to have to work for anyone as one of the major ones too. So a lot of fulfillment there. As far as goal wise, we're hitting about 50 to 60K. We'd like to double that. Overall, we want to maximize our time and have more opportunity with the family. Biggest challenge really is knowing where to get started, what systems and processes to implement. What we tried is training friends and just doing a little bit of research. What we need is a blueprint, a step-by-step game plan, something with resources through a proven person with proven success metrics, and then also to organize our schedule. Next 4 to 6 months, we'd like to be completely out of bartending. If we move forward, this would be something that provides fulfillment, be more happy, more confident, and overall more fulfilled. Is that about right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right, my man. Let me know when you can see my screen and we're going to dive in. All right, give me a second. Boom, let me know.
Yep.
All right, so as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. This right here is a big deal. We are accredited through the Better Business Bureau. Our rating actually just went up to an A+ from an A, so we do need to update that. And then we're also backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA, so 3 of the biggest certification companies in the world. On the success ladder, we're going to have 2 tiers. We're going to have 10K Accelerator. We're going to have Mastery Level Coach. So today we're really going to focus on 10K Accelerator. It's ideal for an individual such as yourself looking to get certified, wants to transition from that current job they're in and create some massive impact on the online space. The information is geared to get you from 0 to 10K or more in as little as 4 months. Now, Mastery Level will take place when you're hitting these 10K metrics on a consistent basis. Maybe our focal point changes to now we do want to scale 40 to 50 to 60 and to 100K a month. We're going to really talk about becoming more of a CEO and step away from the coaching aspect and teach you how to lead leaders. So again, you can enjoy vacations, travel more, and your business runs on autopilot. Cool?
Cool.
All right. There's 4 phases that we like to break this thing down into. The first thing we want to do is show you how to get some clients right out the gate, then establish a solid business foundation. We can't consider ourselves a business without paying clients. Then we're going to generate some leads organically to maximize your overall reach. We'll develop sales and client retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass that 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, it's second to none. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire time. That individual's completed both 10K and mastery level, so they have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own built out the information in this course. You'll have a game planning call with that individual to review where you're at, where you want to be in the most efficient way to get there. And then every 2 weeks, you'll have one-on-one coaching calls to revisit the game plan, make necessary changes, make pivots, and then get specific instructions on what you need to execute for the upcoming weeks. Now, this will be a game changer as well. We're going to introduce you to a private sales coach when you completed all the sales modules. This individual will help you get a larger return of investment, how to teach you the sales psychology, and then also how to close down those calls at a 40% clip or greater. Then you'll have biweekly roster group coaching calls accompanied by 5 times of group support calls that accommodate your current job schedule. So this would go over objection handling, client delivery, marketing, lead generation, mindset issues, even case studies. So whatever you need, we deep dive into it. Then you'll have bonus biweekly group support calls with Chad. So outside of all of these calls, you're going to have 24/5 tech support with your coach. So they're contractually obligated to answer every single one of your questions. Mental health is a huge deal for us as well. Starting your own business is exciting, but it does get overwhelming. So we help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, meditation, even journaling sessions, just to ensure you're in a good headspace to move forward within your business. Resources, you'll have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We even provide done-for-you programs. This is huge. This will save you hours of time. This is actually done through Kayla Diamond in Evolve Health and Performance. So she's a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Her whole team has devised 3 years worth of workouts that you can plug and play with, whether it's beginner, intermediate, advanced. There's drop-down menus. It just saves you a ton of time. Agency outsourcing options we'll provide as well when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements. And as mentioned earlier, we do also offer that optional certification at no additional charge. Any questions on this so far?
So with like the workouts, do you find that people are sort of putting their own personal touch on those as
Oh,
well?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason we added that in there is a lot of individuals who don't have any experience at all, right? That takes up a long period of time for them. So we just kind of give them a baseline of what to do. So say, for instance, you're programming me and maybe back squats was on there and my lower back's on fire this week. So obviously you're not gonna have me doing back squats, right? You'll probably move me to like a leg press so my back's compressed. So you can plug and play and then again, make specific tweaks. You can add different supersets. You can do whatever you want. It's optional, but it helps out a lot of individuals getting going when they're starting their business.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K. There's 4 phases. So phase 1 is act first. What's that mean? We're going to have you launch your business. You're going to announce to the world who you are, what you're about, and we're going to give you specific strategies to implement to get your first couple clients. Phase 2, we're going to set up all of your backend systems. Make sure you're a fully legal company. Identify what problem you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So this will probably take you about a month to month and a half in totality for these first 2 phases. It's a one-time setup. And the rest of the time is going to be in phase 3 and phase 4. So we're going to teach you how to maximize all your social media platforms, show you how to set up YouTube and podcasts. We'll also go over how to utilize WhatsApp community chat for more client engagement. And we'll show you how to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning, maximizing your sales skills, having consistent client delivery systems, but emphasizing the customer support and client retention to keep people happy for longer periods of time. Any questions on those phases?
No.
Cool, man. Now, this is the actual course. There's going to be 33 total modules. Each module has an overview link. It'll also be associated with videos. The link in the videos are tutorial style, so they literally go step by step, tell you exactly what you need to do, okay? So first step to becoming a full-time coach, this is where we're going to give you 3 different strategies to implement. The resources we provide for you are already done for you, so it makes our time more efficient. The 10K Accelerator Directory, I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. It'll really show you how to maximize the program to its fullest capabilities, kind of like a college syllabus.
Okay.
From there, we're going to go into the success roadmap. It's going to be a 2-part phase. What do we need to do to get from 0 to 5K a month? And then what do we need to do to get from 5 to 10? So step-by-step expectations, videos accompany that as well. Now, based upon your specific goals, if we're trying to make 120, 140, 200,000 a year, whatever our goal is, we want to implement daily and evening routines. We also know that fear of failure, anxiety, imposter syndrome, those are all natural, normal feelings. We teach you how to move past that to move forward with your overall business. Now, we've interviewed a ton of coaches and trainers, and we've identified the top 10 struggles you'll face as a fitness entrepreneur, but we've provided solutions behind each and every one of these as well. Now, administration systems and ChatGPT is where things get a little interesting. Have you started messing around with ChatGPT yet?
I haven't. I'm actually reading a book called ChatGPT Millionaire right now.
Very cool. So it's like Google on steroids, right? It's like a high-powered virtual assistant. So we're going to show you how to maximize this to create content ideas, streamline SOPs, even use it for like guidelines for your nutrition and your programming. Backend systems will show you how you use Wave and Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls. We have applications such as TrueCoach or Trainerize you can upload to use for your programming, your nutrition, make it more customizable for your client. Now, cool thing about this is every module is going to have what they call an overview document. So you'll click on here, and then off to the right is going to be all your videos, okay? Now, below is going to be your written material. So when you click on this, this will naturally save to your Google Docs, and as you can see, it literally goes step by step. So as long as you can read and follow instructions, we're in a good spot, right? Really simple.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a visual learner like I am, let's say you want to set up Wave for payments, you'll come over here, you click on this and check this out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he literally tells you what to click, what to type in, how to navigate it. Really makes it nice and simple and convenient. We're going to do the same thing for your financial systems as well, my man. So we're actually going to show you how to set up your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, when to pay quarterly taxes, when to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, business liability insurance, all of your business legalities are covered through here. Now, the cool thing about this is if you were to file your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company. It takes like literally 2 to 3 hours. All your business legalities are taken care of and set up. Makes it more efficient. Target setting, we're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. So we're really going to deep dive into your specific goals. And then from there, we're going to identify your ideal challenge or what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create your offer and pricing. So is this going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals, the higher the ticket offer. The high ticket offer is established upon your overall length of terms. So we help create the structure of your pricing, help create that unique angle, and then teach you how to create downsells and discounts when applicable. Any questions on that so far?
No.
Cool. This next part is all social media. We're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work, get 7 to 14 different pieces of content created by utilizing some AI software. Now that we have that content, we can spread it across all these platforms. So for instance, we want to set up a podcast into YouTube so more people know who you are and what you're about and the message that you're trying to convey. And then from there, we're going to show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. There's very specific strategies and resources behind each individual platform, from hashtag use to page aesthetics to page organization, reels, call to actions. We deep dive into every intricate detail for you. Okay. Content creation made easy. This is just a really cool editing feature. We're going to introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, Microsoft Designer. Really good for page aesthetics, organization, and even creating branding and logos. And then from there, we're going to move into the 10K lead generation framework. We start off with earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. So we'll show you resources and strategies to incentivize people to want to sign up or click or reach out to you first. And a cool example that I think would really be good for you, cross-pollination. Maybe you're partnered with another coach from across the country. Their audience gets to see who you are. Your audience gets to see them. Now we have more followers. We have more engagement, so we can provide new resources to new individuals, build relationships, which could easily lead to a scholarship strategy, which incentivizes a sense of urgency, gets people excited and wanting to sign up with your program a lot sooner. From there, we're going to go into conversation calls. This is essentially like outbound marketing. This is you reaching out to individuals first, okay? We'll give you specific scripts you can change based upon your tonality. We'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you exactly where to find these leads on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships, have more intimate one-on-one conversations by filtering them through a WhatsApp group. So that way they have a better indication on who you are, what you're about, the testimonials you provide. Another cool example, if you're really well known in your local community, we can maximize your local outreach. So as an example, I'm partnered with a local supplement company out here. All of my clients are on specific supplementation based upon their goals. That supplement company in return gives me 30 referrals a month because I support their business through my clients. So anyone, easy way to get business, right? Because if they're calling me, they obviously have health and fitness goals. I'm closing down those calls at a 60% clip or greater. Easy money. Okay. Right. Another example, my wife is in healthcare. Some of the most unhealthiest people are healthcare providers, right? So I'll go do like a 15 to 20-minute seminar 1 to 2 times a month. I get 15 referrals off that, right? They're all familiar with my wife. She's a smoke show. I'm that ugly guy that makes people look good, right? So it's an easy way to get money. Cool, man. From there, we're going to move into the referral strategy. Okay. So the easiest way to grow your business, friends, families, coworkers, ex-clients, talking about how amazing you are. We're going to show you resources and strategies to incentivize those individuals to want to give you referrals without you actually having to ask. So it comes on autopilot, right? So if you have referrals coming in every single month, guess what? Income's going up too. Cool?
Yep.
Any questions on that so far?
No, I do have a question, but I'll save it for the end just because it's just about, like, I guess, at what point do you find that people that come on board, at what point are they feeling bogged down, like in terms of client numbers? Like, is there a point where you're just like, wow, okay, I can't take more people on right now?
Yeah, great question. So I would tell you right now, if you're going to be a one-man show, I would expect to average anywhere between 30 to 60 clients based upon how organized you are, right? So the sooner we're able to get you out of bartending, you're going to have more time to service more individuals. Do we have people that are doing over 60 clients on their own? Yes, but it does get overwhelming at around 60, okay? At that point in time, if you're hitting over 10K a month on a consistent basis, we're going to talk about bringing on some team members, right? So maybe an assistant coach, someone to do some of the monotonous day-to-day activities like a virtual assistant or a DMer. So that way you can focus on growth and scaling. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
All right. Next part is going to be all sales related. Okay. So we're going to teach you the sales psychology and how to maximize your overall sales capabilities to set up two types of phone calls. So the first is a meet and greet. It's like a 10-minute screening call. You're trying to identify, do I really want to work with this individual? Can I actually solve their problems? If that's someone that you do identify that you want to work with, we take them to that closing call. So this is where we're trying to lock them down as a potential lead. We'll give you our specific scripts. We'll give you conversation to call, or we'll give you our objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be a game changer, creating financing options for people who normally couldn't afford the program. This will do a number for your business. And then from there, we're going to show you how to lock them in once and for all. Now, whether you lock them in or not, we want to go back and we want to track all this. So we want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed, and at what length of term. So we give you our resources to do this more efficiently, so you have predictable data every single month. If you're not tracking your business, you're doing yourself a disservice. Okay.
Right.
Objection handling is going to be all the excuses on the online space as to why someone won't start your program. We give you over 30 different examples that you're going to hear every single day. All right. So the more you can familiarize yourself with this, the easier it is to overcome those objections, get them wanting to start sooner rather than later. Onboarding, probably the most overlooked area by 90% of coaches and trainers. This is someone's first 30 days in your program. So we want to make sure buyer's remorse is low, energy is high, getting them resources in their hands in that first 24 to 48 hours while we're building out their programming, making sure we have set clear expectations. And then client delivery is the fun stuff. This is the week-to-week process and how you deliver services. We just show you how to do this a little bit more efficiently and how to track success metrics. We also go over communication styles. What do you do when someone's ghosting you? They don't want to listen. They want to quit. Happens to every single coach. Why is that happening? How can we mitigate it? And what happens if they've already paid for services and they're doing this, right? A lot of times individuals want to feel like they're part of a larger community. So we show you how to create that for them. We'll also show you how to create more individualized touch points, challenges, and incentives to get them to want to execute on a consistent basis. Okay. Next, we're going to move into the not so fun side of things, customer support. How do we deal with cancellations, refund requests? What if someone needs to go on vacation for an extended period of time? How do we handle that? How do we track it? And then lastly, we're going to move into client retention. We want to keep people in your program for long periods of time, advancing to higher levels of it. What are the strategies behind that? How do we track it? Any questions on all that?
No.
How are we feeling? That was a lot. I did a ton of talking, so I appreciate you paying attention.
No, I'm following along for sure. It's definitely a lot. I'm sure it all comes as it comes, but
Yeah, so some of the initial phases, like I said, the initial first two phases, it's just all about setup, right? Getting the things in place, launching your business, that's the easy stuff. Phase 3 and phase 4 is what we're doing daily, right? Reaching out to individuals, making sure we're marketing appropriately, having relationships, stuff like that. So when you're building a business, right, a lot of people don't understand the intricate details. There's a difference from collecting money on PayPal or Venmo versus having reoccurring monthly payments. We want to make sure you're 100% professionalized looking, right? We want to make sure this is like a legitimate business. So the cool thing is, your business structure might change multiple times over the course of years. I know mine did, but at least now you have the framework for it and you can utilize it for multiple businesses as well, which is huge, right? It does seem like a lot, but that's why you have that one-on-one coach, right? So you're not doing it on your own. The programs are set up in specific order. So as you're going, you execute first before moving on to the next. So you grow as you go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So it's essentially self-paced, right? But pending your goals, if we're trying to get you to 10K in 4 months, if that's your overall goal, right? We're going to figure out what time available do you have, what's your schedule. We're going to make sure we customize all of our stuff around what you need, right? So it's not based upon the coach's schedule. We're basing it around what works for you. And then we're going to hold you accountable and we're going to come up with a game plan with the time that you have available to get you to your goals, right? If you didn't have the schedule that you have that offers that flexibility right now, let's say that a guy, for instance, I had a conversation with a guy that was in construction. He had he could only commit to about 5 to 7 hours a week. I said, hey, cool, but let's set the expectations to be realistic. Are you going to hit 10K in 4 months at 5 hours a week? No, right? It's going to be though, like in the gym, think about this. You went to the gym today, progressive overload. Small, steady changes, right, lead to long-term progress. right?
Right.
So right now, I think that you'd mentioned you have at least 10 to 15 hours. If we have more than that, you're in a dangerously great position, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
individuals that are out here,
Definitely do.
the individuals that are out here killing it, they're consistent, they're committed. Um, I, they take coaching extremely well, so they're coachable, right? So coachable, hey, this is where we need to pivot, Josh. Cool. You don't get in your feelings. You just make the changes. Let's make it happen. Committed, that's the huge word that I think is vastly overused by like all of America. I'm committed. A lot of people are curious, right? But committed means I'm going to do what it takes day in and day out, even on toward the things that I don't necessarily like to do, but I know it's going to get my business to where it needs to be. So, like for
Right.
instance, the biggest downfall, the biggest struggle for most people is DMing, right? Getting that message, getting that habit down. So we have processes and procedures for that to make it more streamlined, more easy. We have different technology we can utilize. So again, just kind of giving you an example. Quick
Yeah.
little recap. The program itself is 4 months long. You're going to have your customized game planning call with your coach. You'll have one-on-one coach all 4 months. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have a sales coach as well. You'll have that Facebook community and CEO trainings 5 times a week of group support calls, bonus bi-weekly group support calls with Chad, 24/5 tech support, done for you programming, and optional certification in the business course curriculum. Did we miss anything?
Nope.
Cool. All right. So we unpacked quite a bit. You got to see a lot. Out of all the things that you got to see, maybe what was 1 or 2 things that really solidified this is like kind of what you're looking for?
Just actually the blueprint, what you just showed me, like how in depth that it's broken down was way more involved than I expected, which is great. So I think also the way that you move from that 0 to 10K level to the master level, like what that's available too. I wasn't, like, so I just feel like if I stop doing what I'm doing, if I stop bartending and I move into this full time, that once I reach, 100K a year, that I'm not going to just stay there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to live
Correct.
there.
Yeah.
So, how to transition or move into the next level, having that laid out is I didn't expect to see that. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's where things get really interesting because now we're teaching you who to hire, when to hire, how to communicate with them, how to compensate them or how to get your compensation off of them, how to track if they're efficient. It's like a whole nother level of fine tuning. It's like creating your brand a 10 out of 10. There's no gaps, there's no holes. Our foundation is solid. And that's where like we advance you into higher levels of running ads. We talk about higher levels of certification. We're talking about gut health, supplementation, Dutch testing. I mean, the value that you can give to clients at that level is through the roof. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
So when you with as far as social media goes, when people have like my page, I have like 3,500 followers, I think, something like that. And the only reason I do is because I was in a network marketing business, a supplement company that I like just kind of got thrown into. I ended up like doing really well with this transformation challenge.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a top 30 out of 13,000 people.
Wow.
So it kind of spiraled into like a business opportunity for me, which like ultimately wasn't for me. I knew it never was, but it just kind of like ended up that way.
Yeah.
So anyway, I spent a lot of time like building my social media through another company in San Diego that sort of engaged with other accounts and things like that. On it wasn't just like you tailored your comments, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like a bot. It was just someone running your account for you. Anyway, is that something that like, would you want to completely create another account, or do you just kind of transition your social media into this? As you just kind
Well,
of,
that's
you
a
know what I
great
mean?
question. Great question. Yeah. We don't want you to start a new one because you've already got 3,500 followers. You got people that have been following you, that's starting to like you, that feel like they know you, right? We want to take advantage of that.
Okay.
So when you launch your business, you're letting people know that have already kind of are enticed by you or like you. Hey, I'm about to start this business. That's going to get a lot of people that you already know or have been watching you for long periods of time, getting them interested. So we show you exactly how to make that transition from whatever you are currently posting to making this more predominantly about your coaching program. You're still going to have bits and pieces of personality in there, right? People want to know who you are, right? They want to feel like they can resonate with you. So yeah, we'll show you how to do that.
Okay.
Cool. How are we feeling? Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it? What's our thoughts right now?
Yeah, no, it's great. Great.
Awesome. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials?
I did a little bit toward the end of the YouTube video and the link that just watched prior to this call.
Cool.
I've seen a little bit because I've been engaged with this page for, I would say, a month at least.
Gotcha.
So I've seen a couple of things just through some of the in that ad space a little bit.
Cool. I'm only going to share 2 additional because I think that you'll be able to resonate with them. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one I want to share with you is Karina. Now, Karina was making about $2K a month, but her focal point was she wanted to spend time with her kids and travel. That's all her goal was. Okay. First tattoo indicates when she started NLCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. Yes, that's a real tattoo. So that's how important it was for her, right? After 6 months, she was collecting 10 to 12K a month on a regular basis. So now she's a one-woman show. She makes 15K a month, works 35 hours a week, and she has that flexibility with her kiddos. I know that was a huge thing for you. Flexibility, be your own boss, and more time with the kids, right?
Yep.
Cool. Now, your other goal, you had said, hey, let's scale this bad boy as big as we can. Let me introduce you to Jen Richards. So this is Jen. She's an IFBB pro. This is her husband, Darren. Her goal was she wanted to quit her job. Your goal is you want to quit your job as well. In 2015, she was a physician's assistant. She just wanted to go full-time coaching. She started going with another program to help her get to 10K a month. So she was able to get to 10K, but couldn't get past that. She joined us in 2021. We scaled her from 10K to now over 100K a month. So last month, she collected 150K. She contracted 250K. So she has a staff size of 12. So she has affiliates. She does stuff with First Form. She has different branding, different apparel. That's what we would teach you on that next phase. Okay. So I want to show you how big you can make this and relatively pretty damn fast, right?
Yep.
Cool. Any questions on the testimonials?
No.
Cool. All right. The averages, I like to share off the averages because most people will share off like their top 10 percenters. We want to talk to you about what the basic individual does. Mentioned this one earlier on our call. 73% of our students sign their client in month 1. On average, it takes them 1 week to do so. So cool stat again. At the end of 4 months, the average earning potential is right around 6,500 up to 8K is what we've seen. Okay. Now, the individuals that are able to quit their job, again, just 10.6 weeks. So that one made me think about you. And then of the students who do hit a 10K a month, it takes them 13 weeks on average. So just think about that. Just over 90 days, you could be in a completely different tax bracket. Right. And the students who stay with us for 12 months have 97 clients on their roster. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging $366,000 a year. Now, again, at 97 clients, you're probably not a one-man show anymore, right? You got probably a team underneath you, but the earning potential is through the roof. And right now, our program is getting scored a 4.6 out of 5, which means people are getting massive results for their respectable businesses. Any question on the averages?
No.
Cool. Did you get a chance to hear about the 2.5 times your investment guarantee?
I did. Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of briefly summarize that. Attend your game planning call, pretty standard. $10 your one-on-one coaching calls, only 2 per month. 1 group support call each week. Charge at least the bare minimum suggested price of $250 or more. So for you, closer to $400 or more. No late payments. If you're going to do the optional certification, don't spend longer than 2 weeks. It's pretty simple. Run a scholarship program within the first 90 days, which is only going to get you more clients, and complete the course to its fullest. Okay, 100% completion. You do all that, show up and just do what's laid out with our help. We guarantee you'll 2.5 times what you invest or you get 100% refund. Year to date, we've helped nearly 3,000 students, only have had return 1.6%. Cool. Any questions on that?
Yeah. No.
Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
Yeah, I heard that breakdown in that video, and it's actually pretty 1.6%. That's crazy.
That's it, man. Like all you have to do, what you put in is what you get put out. So give you an example, as I tell all my guys, if you treat this like a committed relationship, you'll get the benefits of one. If you treat it like a side chick, we got problems. It'll be fun for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to move into everyone's favorite part, the investment portion, right? What's this
Yep.
thing going to cost us? Okay, there'll be a payment plan. There'll be a paid in full option. Okay, payment plan means we'll figure out a budget that works well for you. We'll put a down payment, spread the rest out over 4 months. Okay, paid in full just means we pay the whole thing up front. We save a significant amount of money. Cool.
Okay.
All right, what's this thing going to cost us? Only 180K in your left kidney. I'm just playing, man. No, there's a payment plan of 8,800 and then a paid in full option of 7,497 to save you $1,300. Out of those two, which works best for you?
Paid in full, no. Payment plan, that probably seems a bit more realistic for me.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so a lot of people will put down 2,000 or 3,000. The average person will put down about 2,600. We spread that out over 4 months. That's just over 1,500 per month, which is you needing about 3 to 5 clients. Do you feel like that's something you could commit to?
So you're saying 2 to 2.6 down with about 1,500 a month?
Yep, and that's you needing about 3 to 5 clients.
Okay, and how is that? Is that broken down like weekly payments, or is that just at once a month?
Just once a month.
Okay. Okay. And you were saying, what did you say in terms of clients?
Is that'd be
After
you
that?
needing that'd be you needing about 3 to 5 clients, depending on what you're charging. So I
Okay.
want you to think of your residual monthly as clients needed to make back.
Yep. Okay.
Now, if
All
you
right.
did, now the paid in full is a lot. If you did want to make it a little bit more approachable or manageable, what we could do is do a split payment. So we just put down half today, a hypothetical, and I give you 60 days to pay out the second half. So that way you save the $1,300, you're able to start building some momentum, you get clients under your belt, and then boom, just pay out the second half.
Okay. So, I've gotten an offer from someone from family to possibly be able to utilize for this.
Okay.
And that would be something I think I would definitely pursue. I like everything that you've shown me. My family, well, the people that are offering, they're in Utah for like 10-ish days from now.
Okay.
I would need to talk to them about it. I could also pursue other resources if that wasn't, if for some reason that didn't, wasn't an option. I feel like it is. They all know how much I want to be out of what I'm in. So I think that that's not unrealistic at all.
Cool. All right, cool. So let's take a pause really quick. And I just want to get a pulse check on everything. We love the program. We feel like this is going to get us to where we need to be. Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you 100% confident in your own skill set and abilities to execute and follow through with the game plan and the coaching laid out?
I am.
And we feel like this is in 100% alignment. Like this is something you fully want to commit to.
Yeah.
Cool. So all it seems like is we just need to figure out some financials. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. So I do have a suggestion who can kind of can kill 2 birds or 3 birds with 1 stone, actually. So let's talk about that. Okay. So what we could do is we could do a 12-month payment plan. Okay. What this allows us to do is it gets us in for a much lower rate. So it'd be about $833.33 a month. Now it does not pull on your credit. However, interest is applied up front. However, if you pay off in 4 months, we honor the $8,800. Now, what I'm going to do for you, if you're out here killing it and you're able to pay off within, or your family wants to help support you and pay off within 60 days or before, we'll give you the paid in full option. So 1, gets us in for much lower. 2, allows you to take action now, start getting that information growing, get you game planning call with your coach. And then 3, if you're able to pay off in that time frame, you get the $1,300 off. We honor the paid in full. Okay. So what we could do is essentially we could go ahead and just put down $833. And then if you talk to your family in the next 10 days or whatever the case may be, we can always adjust that based upon what they say. But that allows you to get course access, allows you to get going and move towards your goals.
Okay. So I'm in a spot that like I don't have a ton You know what I mean? Like I don't have a
Sure.
ton saved. I have what I need to get by, to pay rent, to do all that stuff, so it's that investment for my family is going to be is going to be kind of the deciding factor, which I do feel is going to be, I feel like there's a very solid chance of it being a thing. So for me, even taking like $900 and being like, here, as of my first payment, I feel like it's just going to put a stress on me. I don't necessarily, it's not that I don't have it. It would put me in an uncomfortable position.
I gotcha.
And, but I didn't jump on an hour-long call with you I'm not, you know what I mean? This isn't like
No,
so, it'd be something that will be talked about as soon as possible,
yeah,
it just happened to fall at a period when they're not here, which, my restaurant is closed right now for 10 days. So, it was a really good opportunity for me to take some time to explore, these options. And,
yeah,
I finally pulled the trigger on getting on a call. And, honestly, it was better than I had expected,
yeah. I love
truthfully.
that, man.
Um, and, so if there's, a way that you can keep in touch with me, I don't know how you work that.
Mhm.
Um, or, just check in, keep on it with me to, not that I'm not going to back off of it at this point. Um, but I can, like I said, if for some reason that's not an option, I can explore some other options.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. So I want you to kind of give me a reminder of why we got on this call. Like, what is this going to give you, and what is this going to give your kids? All right. So kind of break that down, and I want to hear it from you.
Um, the reason I got on it is because I said to myself when I had this time available that I would take it um, for moving forward in my life, and not for a vacation. Um, so that was the first thing I did when I had free time, away from anything else. When my kids went to school and they went with their mom for the weekend, then this is the first thing that I did. And I would just be letting myself down again if I didn't, you know, stay in contact and try to do everything that I could to make it work.
Gotcha. Cool. So I
Um,
like all that. I'm gonna challenge you a little bit because I was in the same boat just a little bit over a year ago. Okay. So at that time before I got married, I had three kids. Well, over a year ago. Yeah. So I had three kids of my own. I inherited two, right? My wife had two. So now I got a table of five now. But I kind of want to go in because we're very similar. My wife made me get on the second call because she knew I'm a creature of habit, right? I make good money in person. So for me, technology scared the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie. Like fucking around on social media was not my strong point at all. I've not been great with technology, but she knew if she wasn't at that follow-up call, I wouldn't hop on, right? No matter how bad I want to do it. And I had to start thinking, if I can't do it for myself, am I willing to do it for her and the kids for me to be around more, right? So what I'm gonna tell you is we're at the age where new changes is tough, right? It's tough to like want to go in, study, do these necessary things. So I 100% believe that you want to do this, right? And the main thing that you had just said is you don't want to let yourself down anymore.
right.
My whole process behind this is to help you figure out a way. It's great if your family comes through and we feel like it's a high probability, awesome. But I've also been on these calls where it feels like it's going to be 1,000% sure. They're excited. And then sometimes that family won't provide that support. So I want to create something for you that you're able to manage on your own, just in case that's a no. And then you don't have to spend more time trying to express different options. Okay. So I want you to think about our presentation. The average individual is getting their first client in week one. Okay. Think where you could be if we didn't wait 10 days, right? Secondly, is it going to be tight? Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah, I get that. But do you think a short-term level of uncomfort to be able to 2.5 times what you're making, right, or what you invest in, and all it reflects is how much work you put in. It's not up to a boss. It's not up to a coworker. It's literally all on you, right? So if someone says, Jeremy, your success is dependent upon if you are able to follow instructions and execute, I'm betting on myself. Okay. So we've already known that you've been in a spot for, you said 10 years you've been wanting to get out. Now you have a way out. We've structured something price wise that could potentially create that for you without needing that help. Now, if they do it, great, all about it. But my point to you is think where we could be in 2 weeks by having, you can have all your backend systems set up, foundation set up, already have a first couple clients, and you're already building momentum. So by the time they get off that vacation and if they say yes, great, we can always pay off early. We don't, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is you actually took action today and you stopped playing around. Right? The best CEOs, the best athletes, I'm gonna throw this, you'll get this. Edelman, Tom Brady, right? Best athletes in the world, that's what they do. They take quick action, they have to make quick decisions, and they rarely change their mind. They're committed to the process, right? They take action based upon where they see themselves, not their current circumstances. So if we do know that we have something we can work, we have something to work with, is it gonna be uncomfortable? Yes, but how much more uncomfortable would it be to be sitting in the same spot another month, another 3 months, another 6 months? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, it does for sure.
So worst case scenario, we could at least get something down and do a delayed start. That way your 4 months doesn't start off until whatever date we decide, but at least you lock in and we can always adjust your payment plan if they do decide to want to help. I would suggest getting started at a low rate and getting you course access immediately so you can start taking action, doing these things on the back end while you're waiting for them to get back. And if they're like, hey, yeah, Josh, we're all about it. We love the program. Cool. We'll just pay that thing off early and you still get the paid in full amount. The only difference is you're actually taking a step in another direction. You committed to the phone call. Let's go ahead and jump both feet in the water now.
Yep. Yeah. You know, I can get like, I'll get pretty personal here. I don't know if this is recorded or not. I'm assuming it's recorded. I don't know if you cut pieces out, but in terms of my financials, you know, I pay rent on the 15th of the month. And taking that out and then taking out, you know, this starting payment, you know, that leaves me with, you know, not a lot. And when I say not a lot, I mean not even enough to really get by.
Okay.
And we're closed. You know, we're closed for, you know, I'm out, you know, $1,000 to $1,200 this week that I would normally have. So, you know, that just puts me, it would just put me in a spot that would be almost kind of, I don't even know how to put it. It just wouldn't be, it wouldn't be an option. So, you know, I'd be willing to look into other options before they get back.
Okay.
And then, you know, move forward. I just to take that out right now would be uncomfortable. And, you know, I'm sure that I know you said you're in the same position, but it's just, you know, my rent is you know, over half of my checking account right now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't commit to starting without like something solid from what I've talked about with my family.
Yeah, I get that, man. And if you can't move forward today, that's totally fine. I'll keep in contact with you weekly. I want to give you a story. We've had a single mom who's in an apartment. She was actually about to get evicted, has zero training experience, just likes to work out because it's kind of like therapy for her, right? So she saw the ad. She was 3 months behind on rent, about to face eviction. And if anyone was to say, hey, when I get the right funds, I'll make a move, right? But we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Anyways, long story short, she got really creative. Ended up getting this thing through our third-party financing company called SweetPay. Anyway, she got started at a low rate. Okay, within her first month, she contracted 9K, collected 6. Okay, the cool thing about this is the reason why she had no other option. There wasn't a backup plan. It was like, this is plan A and plan B. If my kids are going to eat, it's on me. Right.
Right.
So that level of discomfort, 3 months behind on rent, it gets no worse than that. Right.
Yep.
Like, fuck, I'm about to get evicted if I don't make something happen. So totally get. And again, man, if this is not for you today, I get it. It's scary, especially, honestly, at our age, it's even more scarier. Right.
Right.
But at that same time, I want you to really think about, do I really want to settle for where I'm at? Right. Again, I like that we have family possibly wanting to help out. But if you think where you could be in 3 to 4 months, the other thing I'll tell you is, what's your credit like? Good, bad, great, amazing? What's it look like?
It's good. It's nothing amazing. If I have $3K in debt roughly on cards that I pay every month, but if those were, simulated, if those were gone, my credit would be pretty solid, like on the higher end.
Okay. I've got a couple options that might be able to get you in the door without, just by utilizing that. Do you have a PayPal account?
Yeah, maybe I haven't used it in forever.
That's all right. A lot of people have it. Again, I don't really use that much either. But what we can try to do is go to PayPal credit. And what that allows us to do is, if your credit's good, sometimes you get approved, sometimes you don't. It's worth a shot though. But you get anywhere approved for a couple hundred to a couple thousand. Right. I've seen someone get approved for like literally $8,000. They pay the whole thing off. The cool thing is, it's interest free for 6 months. So as long as you pay off what you borrowed within the 6 months, there's zero interest. Okay. So this might be an option to where we're not having to touch anything personally right now through you, but we can use that just to get us going. Would you be open to trying that?
Yeah, in order to continue the program, which obviously I would want to do, 6 months in, I would be hesitant in terms of paying it back in 6 months without, in order to avoid interest, and continue with the program and obviously pay for life expenses. So
Well, the program itself is 4 months, right? So if you 2.5 times your investment, you wouldn't have to worry about being stuck with the 6 months, right? You just pay that thing off, right?
Right. So this program is a 4 month. This initial part of this program is 4 months.
Yeah, the program itself is a duration of 4 months. Now we have the payment plan that I was talking about, over 12, which allows you to get in lower. If we needed to be, if you want to go to a payment plan, just spread it out over 6 months, that's equivalent to just over $1,400 per month. If we just did 6 equal payments.
Yeah.
Right. So the program itself is 4 months long, but in that time frame, you do exactly what you're supposed to. You'll 2.5 times it. Right. So you'll be able to pay the program off within the 4 months. That's the whole premise behind it. Right. So that's why I said where your current situation's at is, let's bypass the normal payment plan. Let's put down the 833.33, get you in the door, get you started. And then if your family says yes, great. We can either pay off or we can figure out a different type of payment plan. You can always adjust that. It's easy. Okay. If your family says no, cool. You still have a payment plan of 833.33, but if you're able to pay off in 4 months, you get the 8,800. If you're not, you're just paying 833.33, which is significantly less than a lot of individuals, and you have 12 months to pay that thing off.
Right.
If you pay it off in 60 days, you get that paid in full. So either way, my goal is I know that we're in a tough spot financially, but my goal is to at least get you to be able to start something and feel comfortable and gain a little bit of confidence because you took that next step, while still having a backup plan for when your family does potentially want to help out.
Okay. What does this process of the PayPal look like?
Yeah, so we go to paypal.com/credit. So if you have as long as you can hear me, you can either pull it up on your phone or your device. I don't know if you're on a computer.
Yeah. /credit, you said?
Yeah, paypal.com/credit. They'll probably have you sign in, and then you'll sign in, username, password, all that stuff. And then and then you're gonna hit the button where it says apply. You're not applying for a credit card, you're just applying for the credit. And this is a soft credit check, so it won't pull on your credit.
All right.
Would your guys' restaurant get closed down for this week?
So we're in a very touristy area.
Okay.
And it's both summer and winter, actually fall as well because of all the foliage here. Um, but once the summer's over, the summer's wild here, so they just close it down for 10 days. It's a small family, so they have family across the country that they go visit and grandkids and things like that. So
I
it's
gotcha.
just for a break, which for me, unfortunately, isn't the best. But um, all right, so I'm in.
Uh,
I'm assuming it's under the finances tab, maybe.
yeah, so if you're at paypal.com/credit, there should be a button where it just says apply. You're applying for the PayPal credit, not the credit card, just where it says PayPal credit. You could technically, since you're already signed in, you could technically just go back to paypal.com/credit, that home page, and it should pull up this big button that says apply.
All right, let me do that.
And it usually just takes about a couple minutes to find out if or what you get approved for.
For some reason. Let me try this one more time. Okay.
Pull up on my screen too. See what I got. You seen it yet?
Yeah, I'm in there. I'm in this application portion.
Okay, cool.
So it's all right.
All right, it should give you an email here shortly. You might have to refresh your email. Check your junk and spam too. Every once in a while it goes in there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Huh. I got
What
a
is
I got a thing from my Capital One just saying that there's been a change to your TransUnion credit report from this after doing this.
Yeah, there shouldn't be because you didn't accept anything. We're only just checking to see what you got approved for. So you didn't get nothing got pulled essentially.
All right. So I'm approved for, it says 4,100 available credit.
Dude, that's awesome. So essentially, bro, that's amazing. So what we could do, I wouldn't use all of that, but essentially what we could do is if you wanted, man, let me go back to maximum. Dude, my mouse is going crazy over here. What we could do is you essentially, if you wanted to, could put down the 833.33 or more than that if you wanted. We can still always adjust that as your family. If they say yes, great. You don't have to use all that, whatever you just got approved for, 4,100 or whatever the case may be. Or we could literally do a paid in full split. Then you'd have 60 days to pay out that second half.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to say to myself, like, yeah, I absolutely will produce that much, but it's scary, dude. You know what I mean? It's scary to do.
So let's play
If
at the
there's a
safe card.
if there's a way for me to do it without a possible 29% interest through PayPal, which I understand doesn't happen for 6 months, and if there's a way to not put anything else credit wise, debt wise into my name, I would love to do that.
Yeah, so check this out. If we only use, you got approved for like $4,100. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's just say that you just put down 833.33 just for that 12-month thing. Okay, dude, you could use that. Don't use anything else, right? Just use that. That buys you plenty of time. So worst case scenario, if your family says no or whatever, you have several months of backup payment to where you can build your business as you're going, right? We're not telling you to quit your job yet, right? You'd be able to quit your job once you start having enough money to, slowly transition all the way out. Like if our goal is to be able to quit in the next 2.5 months, if you're able to do that, great. And you're able to pay off that loan from PayPal credit, right? But 833.33 is going to be a safe bet. We don't have to invest all of 4,100, but now you're in the driver's seat. We have enough to get something started to allow you to go move forward. And if that's the only thing we're taking back, 833.33, that's like 1.5 to 2 clients. If they're paying monthly, that's easy.
Right.
Right. So at least that allows us to get us in the door, get us moving in the right direction. And then if your family does say, yeah, hey, Josh, we love what you're trying to do, we support you 110%, great. We'll just pay the whole thing off, whole course off.
Okay.
And in worst case scenario, if they were to say like right now, no, you have several months. Let's just say 830. Let's just say it was 4,100. 4,100 minus 833.33. You have over $3,266 left over. So that would essentially buy you a couple extra months, depending how fast you're. If you have 20 hours a week that you're putting into this, and you're type A, you're really good with structure and discipline, dude, this is one of those courses you have to try not to not be successful. Like, I mean, you saw how, like, you just follow the blueprint, like,
right.
Easy, man. And dude,
Yeah.
you have something motivating you that a lot of other people don't. Your kids, your young daughters.
Right.
Like, for me, how important is it for you to be that provider for the family?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it is. It's important. It's yeah, scary as shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Yeah, you should have a series of emotions. You should be feeling scared, nervous, excited. Dude, it's because you're doing something brand new, right?
yeah,
Think about some of the scariest shit you've ever went through in your life. Whether that was school, a sport, whatever. There's a point in time, multiple times in your life where you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna get through it. But you found a way.
yeah,
Right? Now you have a way with the answers circled and highlighted and red for you. you just got to write in the test question, the test answer. That's it.
yeah. All right. So let's do that 833.
Okay. Let me log into our PayPal because I'll send you I'm going to show you here in a second once I can get in. Give me 1 second. Let me log in. Okay. Let me find out what this password was in there. I got a million different passwords I have to memorize on all these different things, and this one isn't mine. So it's like, oh man. All right, here we go. 2 exclamations.
Hypothetically, just for
Yep.
From a family standpoint, if for some reason this is just putting a stress on my family, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't, something happens. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, is this something that's going to, no matter what, you're looking at drawing that 833 a month for that next 12 months? You know what I mean? Is that like, am I locked into that no matter what?
No, so there's like, I believe I'd have to double check for sure what it is. I can find out, but if you were to cancel within a certain amount of days, there's a small percentage that you pay. If you cancel after, I think, 15 or 20 days, you have to pay 50% of the remainder. There's little different things in there, but like, would you get 100% refund? No, but you wouldn't be stuck paying 833.33 for 12 months.
No, I'm not worried about a refund, man. Like, that's not what I'm not.
Now, I would tell you like this, my man, I wouldn't even go into, because is it going to be stressful? It is. Is it going to cause, if you're stressed, is it going to have a little bit of strain on your family initially? It will. I'm not going to lie to you, right? But they're only going to respond based upon on how you are handling that. So you have control on how you react. If you frame it as, instead of being worried about the fear base, but worried about the focus that you need, you're going to be fine. Is it normal to be fearful and nervous? Yeah, it's pretty fucking normal. This is brand new. This is a life-changing event. However, I would think about right now versus being like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work? I would think, what if I just bet on myself and I actually make this thing, but I don't have to bartend again?
Yeah. Yeah, no, Yeah. You're right. If I wasn't, I would have gotten off this call forever ago, man. If I didn't see this as a what I
Your
want.
escape route. Yes, your escape
No.
route to something that you want to be fulfilled with. Dude, when you do things with the right heart posture and for the right reasons, the money comes, man.
Yeah.
Is it instantaneous? No, you got to work for the shit, right? But
Yeah.
what other field could you think of that you could literally go into with hardly any experience, not saying that you, but any experience at all, and be able to make six figures in the first year? Like, hardly any.
Right.
You could do it
I
within
mean,
4 to 6 months.
right. And what you learn along the way is kind of, you know,
And think about this. You do this the right way, you build your business for several years. This is called generational wealth. Now you're
yeah.
teaching your daughters how to build their own business. I'm going to be honest with you, man. You're going to parent your kids how you want to. I went to college and I accrued a fuck ton of debt, right? Like, do I even use what I learned in college? I'm going to be 100%. I did not.
No, me either.
Now, and if this would have been around back in the day, I probably would have went this route because I always knew I got my degree in sports management. I didn't use this shit for like the first 20 years of my life.
Right.
I just didn't. I was taught, hey, you go to school, you get your grades, you go to college, right? That's how we were taught. Now it's like I tell my kids, hey, if you don't want to go to college, if it's not for you, don't fucking force it. If you get good at that, maybe you're a great plumber. If you learn a trade or you learn a specific skill and you can maximize on that, you love it, do that.
Yeah.
I had buddies in high school that were personal trainers. They were training like friends' moms and stuff like that. Everyone went to college, got debt. These kids were like pulling in six figures by they were 22, 23. And I'm still fucking around buying textbooks.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you think about
Yeah.
that, you're like, man, life decision was not on point at that point in time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think any of my decisions have been on point in terms of when it comes to building
Now,
anything, you
and
know?
dude, like I said, me and you were in the same boat, dude. We're right the same age. Like there's that epiphany that comes and you're like, okay, like this is what I'm doing, right? Like I
Yeah.
got to figure something out now because we're not getting any younger and now's the time to maximize.
Right.
So I'm going to go create invoice and I'm going to put 10. Geez, this thing is driving me nuts. I don't know if you can see this thing. This little box has been following me around. 10K Excel. Dude, this is driving me nuts.
Yeah, it was doing that when you were going through some of the steps.
Yeah, like I don't know what
Yeah.
it is doing this today, but it's driving me absolutely bonkers. So I'm gonna put it down payment. What's a good email address for you?
So it's JSCH
Okay.
OEN
Gotcha.
29 at Gmail.
All right. So I'm going to send this over to you. So you'll get this on your email and hit send. So you're going to get it from like Chad Malanu. Sure I got everything correct. Yep. Boom. Good there. Awesome. Hit send. All right. So you can check your email here in a second and you can essentially pay through your PayPal credit, just hit the 833. And while you're doing that, I'm going to set up our agreement. So everything that I promised you, I'm going to start getting that taken care of. Now, did you want your start date to be today or did you want to get going officially tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Cool. So I will have this. What I'm going to do for you though, I'm going to make sure you get course access today. Usually you don't get course access until your actual start date. I want to make sure you at least an onboarding specialist reaches out to you today. Okay. So after we take care of this, I'll have them reach out to you via text message. you'll be able to have course access, book your game planning call, the whole nine, but your official 4 months doesn't start until tomorrow. Is that cool?
Okay.
I want to make sure, even if you have a little bit of downtime, if you want to, you can always dive in.
Okay.
Sound good?
Okay. Yeah. So it says 8:33 due. Chat AOL. Wow, you don't see too many AOL emails anymore.
It's old.
All right, so it says select payment method. It's weird because I'm on the PayPal page, but it gives you PayPal as your payment.
Yeah. So read me the selections it's
So
provided.
it says PayPal, Venmo, PayPal Pay Later, debit or credit card.
You want to pay through the PayPal credit option.
So it doesn't say. It doesn't have a PayPal credit option. But let me, like, if I log into my own PayPal, which I'm in.
Yep.
So I see the invoice right here. If I hit select payment method, there's no PayPal credit. It just says PayPal, Venmo, PayPal Pay Later.
Go to, if it says PayPal, go to PayPal.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so it just gives me an option for putting in my card number, which
No, that's not what we're doing here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna reach out to. Give me 1 second. I'm filling this out, waiting for someone to respond back. You said it was your first name, last name at Gmail, correct?
Yeah, my first J and then Schoen,
Okay.
SCHOEN.
Okay, my fault. I spelled out your full name.
So I got that in my email, and then I go to view and pay invoice, which I
Yep.
clicked in my email, and it brings me to my PayPal page, which I'm already logged into, and yeah, the PayPal credit part doesn't show up. It just says debit or credit card PayPal. What's PayPal Pay Later?
Did you see something where it says more options or more ways to pay?
Let me see.
Because an option should be via PayPal credit. So she said you might have to log out and then log back in, and then go under settings and more ways to pay.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll log out and see if it changes. Keeps like sending me a code in order to log in, which is All right, now I'm logged in again. Let me go back to the email. Yeah, I don't know why those are my only payment methods. Like on my homepage, it says 4,100 available credit.
Yep.
But then if I go to that invoice, it just doesn't give me a PayPal credit option. I don't understand. It just says PayPal, Venmo, pay later, debit or credit card.
Let's see. Let's go. Pay and get paid. Invoicing. PayPal checkout. Invoicing. I wonder if you can go through send ways customized track pay up to.
Like it's giving me options in order to like, it's giving me options to pay interest-free payments of 208.34 in
Yeah,
four, pay in four, and then pay monthly plans as low as 77.99 a month for 12 months. But that's
no,
just for that initial invoice.
no, that's not right. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm reach out to another person really quick too.
Okay, I'm in my PayPal credit right now.
Okay.
I'm in that account. It says current balance 0. Now, I wonder now if I click on it, if it will open up in there for some reason. I doubt it, but
Did you try hitting under quick links like send money?
um, it's so weird how it doesn't give me that option. I don't understand why. I guess so. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not working. Like I have my PayPal credit, just says current balance $0, credit line 4,100, available credit 4,100. But if I go and open that link up through the email that you sent, the only thing
We might could try where it says where you're currently at, and then it says available. Then you could hit above where it says send money. Then you could always see if we could send it to the Chad's AOL address from there.
Is that in the invoice that you sent? Or is that just in your PayPal account?
No, like when you're just in your normal PayPal account, like you can
Yeah.
go to home and it'll say like send money.
Yeah, there's a send and request buttons. So if I hit send, so what would be the email that I would send it to?
Go back to that really quick.
So I'm guessing is it his email?
Yeah, I'm trying to like find it again.
I got it. It's an AOL
Oh, you got
one.
it.
Yeah, it's wait,
Like, again.
Moyle. Okay. It comes up as Chad Moyle Fitness LLC.
Yep.
I can pay. Oh, it's 833.33.
Yeah.
Please have a payment option. It just says link card or bank.
You said have him refresh and see if anything looks different. And yours says it just says link. What is yours? What does yours tell you?
So after I go to send payment, it just says link a payment method. It says link a card or bank. And then it says link a debit or credit card. Underneath that, it says link a bank account. I mean, like I guess I could just like log out of everything one more time.
Yeah, I've emailed or I texted one of our backend support says invoice. Okay, you sent an invoice. The invoice was reviewed. You sent.
So I'm gonna try opening the invoice only and then have log in through that. Oh, yeah.
try what happens if you hit the pay later button.
I tried that earlier. Um, yeah, it just says add a debit or credit card. Do you think it has anything to do with me not? I mean, I logged right into my PayPal account, so it wasn't like I haven't used it in a super long time. But then they approved me for that quickly.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have got approved, if I don't think you would have got approved if it would have been that long. So when it says select payment method, there should say PayPal, Venmo, or Pay Later at the bottom, and then at the very bottom it says debit or credit. Try just the Pay Later.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
He said, yeah, so he's going to have to set it up so he can make payments to PayPal. I'm pretty sure that's what it's asking. So they're probably asking to link your debit card or a credit card to PayPal so you can make those payments off.
Right. So add a card or bank. I should probably do that first.
Yeah, I'm putting that right now. He said, yeah, because he's still going to have to make the payment back to PayPal 6 months with no interest. So they're saying the same thing we are. Then once it's linked, it should look like this, and he can select the PayPal credit option. So she said once it's linked, then you'll be able to hit PayPal credit. Oh, did you also see anything where it says one other person says it's in PayPal, they have to turn it on as a preferred payment method? Do you see anything where it said preferred payment?
Oh shit. Sorry.
Come on, call buddy. Then one other manager says sometimes it's not available for like 24 hours. So we'll see what happens if you try to link it, what happens. If not, we can just try to get this rolling like maybe on Sunday or something, or Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Worst case scenario.
Okay. So now all right. So I linked my card,
Okay.
but it's not showing the credit, and it's listed, it's in my credit profile too. So like my changes here won't affect your PayPal contact information. I guess I can try to log out of these now again. One more time, I just see if it does anything. Yeah, it's not giving me that option yet. It's gonna send me this code one more time.
Let me stop this recording. This has been going on forever.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be like, man,